Hello everybody, welcome to today's stream. Tonight we'll be racing in Abu Dhabi for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 2 races, full of action, 1 qualifying session, hopefully full of action as well. To start off with, I'm going to do a quick lap of the track, just to show you guys what this track is like in an F2 car. To be honest as well, this will be my first time in an F2 car, I think on this game actually, so this track will be interesting, and this lap will be interesting probably. So hang on, I've just clicked the okay. Hang on. Right, yeah, maybe a little bit rusty, but I've got none of the settings on set up on this. Sorry. Right, so this is a lap. So going down towards turn 1, heavy braking in. You can floor it coming out of turn 1 through turn 2 and turn 3, 2 reciprocating corners. Down towards turn 4 now, into what will be newly reprofiled, I think for 2022, I think it is, maybe even this season actually, 2021. And then we head down one of the many long back straights. I've got none, by the way, I've got none of this set up. DRS I think was like automated. It's automatic gears as well, which is really throwing me off. Right, heavy braking into this tight chicane. Expect some moves into here. Should be really action-packed through here. And then we open up onto another straight, another DRS zone. Oh, those are the buttons, alright. And then down into the other chicane again. Hopefully we'll see some good overtakes through here. The curbs feel really hard though, so that might make it a little bit difficult to try and go side by side. Maybe possible though, if these cars are fairly small. And then through these series of fast rights into one heavy braking right. And expect some interesting moves through here. Could be some people in that wall to the right of me. And as we enter the penultimate corner, final down to the line. Don't think we're seeing many last corner moves. It's not really a corner made for that. But as we come across the line, it'll be a dreadful lap. Nothing compared to what we'll be seeing tonight. I'm probably about 3 seconds off the pace, I reckon. 2 seconds off the pace, especially with all those assists. Okay, not as far off as I thought it would be, but still 1.6 seconds off the pace. Not what you'd be wanting to see. Why am I only... That was quicker than... Okay, that was actually quicker than one of the drivers that are racing. Sorry. But we will join the lobby now and talk about the situation, because we do have a close championship, believe it or not, now. Right at the beginning of the season, it looked like Tim was going to run away with it, but it seems to be that a lot of drivers have started to claw it back. And I'll get the championship post up now, just so I have it ready so I can read off of it. Here we go. So, start with the Constructors' Championship, because that is probably what is going to be the close. Well, actually, no, tell it hasn't. Prema is ahead by almost 100 points, which really shows how well they've done. Dolga and Bunny's been a great partnership so far this season, and it's been really great to see them doing well, especially as an ex-Prema driver. So it's really good to see them. Charouz in second place, as I said, almost 100 points behind. They'll be looking to claw it back, but with not many races to go in the season, they're really going to have to step up their game if they want to get closer to that. MP following in third place. Good driver lineup for MP. Of course, Andy Forrest there, and he's been good this season, but he also needs that teammate. You know, he can't just be a one-man team, but there's no way they're going to be able to catch up. The closest battle at the moment is probably for P4. There's at least 4 teams maybe in the shout with it. So far, UNI Virtuosi in 4th place. Guy Shout having a really great season this season, actually. He's done really well compared to other seasons. I know season 3, I think he actually, you know, it was when he started to sort of get back up again into those sorts of higher positions. So it's good to see UNI and Guy Shout doing well. 3 points behind in the Trident. So it is the Tridents. Looking good so far, I guess, for Trident. They've got Ghost fired up in there as a consistent driver. I'm not sure who his teammate is. Behind though, in the Campos, not too far behind. I think it's a gap of 28 points, which, you know, it's doable. You know, it just needs one bad weekend for one team and two drivers to sort of come up together and do it in one weekend. You could easily see that being clawed back. And then in 7th place is High Tech, who are a little bit further behind, only 5 points behind the Camposes. But for the High Tech guys though, they hopefully will have a good charge towards the end of the season. Towards the end though, they've got the Dams, the HWA and the ART quite far back. They'd have to have a real big surge of points towards the end of the season to get even into the top 5. So I'm not expecting too much of those teams, but I'm sure they want to, you know, scrap it out between themselves. And of course, because of the way the lobbies work, we aren't allowed to use all 11 teams, so it means we do miss out on, which team is it? Is it Carlin? It is Carlin. We don't use Carlin. So moving on to the Drivers' Championship then. Tim, which is the Season 4 champion, is currently leading, but his gap has been diminished quite a bit since I last fully looked at one of these standings. 275 points at the moment, looking to extend that gap today. But behind him though, and this is the reason why these two are currently heading the Constructors' Championship battle, it is Dolga and Bunnies, both drivers with almost very close actually in terms of points. Bunnies with 234 points in 3rd, and Dolga with 247 points in 2nd. So those two are the closest at the moment, and again, all it takes is one bad weekend, one bad race even for Tim, and it could change everything. Behind him though is Samke. Who's the Samke? That's Andy Forrest, I think. Andy Forrest 211 points, so again he's fairly close. Only thing is though, you could say it's like the real life F1 season, because the gap between Andy Forrest and Benjo is 107 points, which is quite a lot. So it will be quite hard, I reckon, for Benjo to catch up those points, but I'm sure he'll give it a crack for High Tech, and hopefully he does well. So Guy Shap said he's had a good season so far in 9th. He's not too far behind Benjo, so he could finish, you could say, best of the rest. Behind him though is, they're using real life names, I can't tell who these people are. I think that might be actual there. With 88 points, and Durant with 88 points himself. Ghost Fired Up, who's actually in the chat right now, saying he's literally the opposite of consistent. With 76 points in that top 10, might try to sneak his way into that top 5. He's not too far behind. Again, all it takes is one bad weekend, and it could really shake things up a little bit. However, it's going to be difficult. Ben with 104 points, Ghost Fired Up with 76 points, trying to make the playoffs in his debut season, which I'm sure would be what his overall goal would be, but we don't know. Further behind, yeah, the championship's pretty spread out. Clint, who's come into chat, who ex-commentator, ex-F1's commentator, I think. No, yeah, no, wait, hang on, I'm being stupid. Ex-F2 commentator, rejoining F2, in 13th at the moment with 34 points. Only reason I'm mentioning him is because he's here. So hello, Clint, how are you doing? He said, what about me? Lol, best points scored so far for me in TLF2. Yeah. Which is surprising, because you were in that Trident team, which was quite good in Season 3. But yeah, it's been good so far. We've got more and more drivers coming in. I say that, we've got 11. But, you know, still, decent numbers, good points. Some drivers will score, some drivers won't score. We've got a fairly good grid at the moment, so expect to see some good racing up and down the grid. Saying I'm buzzing, bro. Yeah, Hey, I bet you are. It's good to get back into it because starting not only on a new game, but giving me new cars to handle was much different to this game than it was last game. Traction feels very different. And I was sorry, I missed this couch to. Oh god, couch. Sorry about this. Couch Toffee Potatoes Gaming saying hello, boys. Hello there. That's sorry. There were so many F's in there. I was trying to work out which were which. I thought it was this couch to Fiffy. Couldn't say in every race so far been in top 10 in all of them. That's decent actually, considering the chaos as well of some of the races. And I think he's been unlucky sometimes as well with getting involved in incidents that aren't your fault. But I think that sums up F2, just getting involved in incidents that you're not really supposed to be in. So unfortunately that's happened to a lot of drivers, even just rejoining, sometimes there can be a crash caused just by simply doing that. But go on to this screen here actually, because it's quite cool like this, it's just a small thing. So far though, the only team, I don't know, there's 2, 3, 4 teams that are actually fully there, and a couple outliers, so they're just representing their team. Just the one representing their team. Don't know how many more drivers we're expecting at the moment. Haven't checked in the chats in a bit. But I'm sure this will be good for. Oh, Tim isn't racing, which is a shame. Duracell is going to be racing though. He will be making the Trident. Oh, Callum, careful, Callum, get into your car. There you go. God's sake. He started spectating. But looks like we're readying up now. It is past, so yeah, it is time for Abu Dhabi F2. So hopefully soon we will be getting the new tracks, which I'm sure will be exhilarating for all the F1 fans. Get into the race around tracks such as Portimao, Imola, and I believe Istanbul, like Turkey, has been rumoured to be in the game. But here we go, coming in now to the qualifying session. Apparently it's been quite close in time trials, so it should be close in qualifying, you'd like to think. I can't remember the last time F2 came here. I can't actually remember the last time F1 came here for the Torpedo League. I think it was season 2, maybe? Right then, let's get these tyre graphics on. Detail best, what does that mean? Right then, first car coming out, and it is Callum, I believe. Phineas is already fitting on the wet tyres. Just a waste of time. Oh! Clint, thank you for that. And Callum's crashed, I think, in the pits, has he? Thought I had a crunch. Clint, thank you for the weather update. He said dry quali, as you can see here, wet feature, which is interesting, and dry sprint. So I don't think Phineas will be wanting to. He's coming out on the wets. I was going to say I don't think he'll be wanting to use up any of those. And Cam spun, cool. I don't think he'll be really wanting to use many of those wet tyres, especially if it's going to be wet in the feature. Maybe they've got a few sets, because I doubt they'll probably just pit for another set of wets during the race, because of course the feature is the only race you really want to be pitting in F2. As you see more and more cars coming out now on the supers, which is strange. Usually people will either just sit in the pits or come out on the wets, but interesting. I don't know if we'll have any more people joining midway through quali. It's half an hour, so it's a decent amount of time for people to join midway through. You never know. What's these pictures? Tim isn't racing, which is a massive L for him, especially if Dolga, well, minimum has a good day. He could do the double. I don't know what Dolga's pace is around this track. but there's a very good chance that he could be able to help himself in the championship. As we watch British Army, Clint on his outlap on the wet. Is that on the wet tyre? Since he's on the hang on, if I got it unfitted. Yeah, okay, there you go, tyre. Yeah. So it took a while there. He said Clint was on the supers when he wasn't. Cam's already into the pit again. But I imagine a lot of people are probably just going to be waiting, other than the few that are out on the wets, because well, they want to have fun, I guess, for the half an hour. So I'm probably going to be sat here for a while, watching these guys on the wets. So with the engine glitch, which should be fun. But a lot of drivers in the pits currently, other than a few. One of those few is actual Virgin. I'll just call him actual because it just feels a bit weird, especially if it gets into a crash or something. I have to shout it loud, and Phineas just not getting out of the way. Actually, I think that almost looked like he was spinning at that point. And there's a yellow flag in sector 1, and it is Dolga, not Dolga, Duracell. We flick back to actual. You start sector 3 now. And we watch him go through these triple right-handers. 1, 2, heavy braking into the third one. It's gone to the striking hotel. Oh, he's gone a bit wide there. He hasn't invalidated, surprisingly, unless that's the line. He's only got one more corner to go. Don't invalidate it, coming wide. And he's got that fairly planted, and we'll see what the first lap is. It's a 1:49, which is slower than my lap. That's bad. See if I was invalidated, but Callum will no doubt be looking to try and improve that. It's an odd tactic, because usually we see people and then Phineas with a 218. Yeah, I was going to say, strange tactic. Usually people don't... Oh, he spun there. Usually people don't go for their flying lap straight away, but... You know, I'm actually doing it. He's actually doing it. But yeah, as I say, usually people will go towards the end of the session, just because I think there is a bit of track evolution, which means that, you know, more rubber gets laid down, means the better grip there is later on in the session. But I'm not sure how much of an effect that really is in this game. I could be wrong, could be quite big, but as you see a spinner, it's Duracell. That corner really not being the best for those guys out there. Natural, the 1:48.8. So everything's a bit quiet. It's just I don't know what's going on at track at the moment there. For any FIFA fans, they've released a Ronaldo SBC, which looks absolutely incredible, but very expensive. So if you feel like draining your whole team into an SBC, then you got one there. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I've just been sent a DM. Sorry, because things are a bit dry out on track. But Adrian from Pramer, or Bunnies, as he's better known. Thank you, Adrian, very much for that. He said, a little bit of info provided. Provided Charouz failed to outscore Pramer by 9 points today, Pramer are champions of the constructors. So, yeah, they could wrap up the championship here today already for the constructors, which I'm sure they'll be wanting to do. In fact, the Charouz are. That's a Charouz, isn't it? Let's try. No, let's try. Wait, are there any? Am I being stupid? There's no Charouz today, so you're. Am I being dumb? There's no Charouz driving because Tim's not driving, so you are constructors champions if you score more than 9 points tonight. Is that correct? Am I getting that correctly, or am I being stupid and not noticing obvious like colours or something? Okay, thank you, Dolga. So he said, yeah, it's correct. So there's no. So basically, the Pramers could wrap up the constructors tonight just by simply racing at home, bringing up some points, just getting over 9 points. They could easily win the constructors tonight. However, though, as Dolga rightly points out, he said, but the fight for the World Drivers' Championship is still on. Yeah, considering that Tim is not racing tonight, that's a huge gateway for something big to happen for both Dolga and Bunnies tonight. Depends if I don't think there'll be any team orders. I don't even know if they go in parties together. Sorry about that. But there's a very good chance we could be seeing that championship getting diminished by quite a large amount. So championship lead getting diminished by quite a large amount. Well then, British Army now out on track with the Super Softs. Hopefully things will start hotting up in qualifying. And Elad's Gaming saying, I'm just a spectator for the championship today, but I'll still be pushing as always. Cool. No offense, are you a racer or? Sorry. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I'm not sure on viewers or like even the drivers like PSNs or something, so. Aston saying sussy. Hello, Aston. Sorry, getting distracted by other things. Here's a watch, British Army now. Making his way down towards one of the back straights. Into the chicane we go now. And then heading down towards the second of the chicanes after one of these long straights. It's a good first sector there. It's purple. And this game doesn't usually very accurately portray, you know, people getting purples, but that looked like a time that could have been. He's locked up there. He's gone a little bit wide, that might hurt his lap time. As he comes towards the penultimate corner. Heading into the final corner now. Try not to bring it wide, it's very easy to get it wide, and he's invalidated. He's invalidated on the inside rather than the outside. It would be a 149.4, which would have put him in easy second place. But oh no, it's invalidated this and next as well. That's gonna hurt. Master Carrot now on his outlap coming out the pits. Another driver who could do well. Remember, he had a bit and he's cutting the corners. Okay. Aston saying odds on our reserve Scott. Don't know. What is it, tonight or? Master Carrot questioned the pits, did he? Now I see a lot more drivers now, about 11 to 10 minutes left in the session, starting to come out on their outlaps. Oh, he's gone wide there, that might be an invalidation again. He's gone again wide there. Are you allowed to do that? Am I missing out? Am I missing out or something? Oh, he's allowed to do that, okay. Interesting. Anyway though, we are going to watch his lap go through turn 1 now. Into turn 2, there's yellow flags. Ooh, I think whoever that was going at was actual on the wet tyres for some reason. Why are you going out now on the wets? You're just holding everyone up on their flying laps. Actual, if you can hear the stream, please don't do that. Moscow though, well, it looked like that was a bit messy. Entry was fine, but midway through that was a bit iffy. See actual pulling over there. Don't know why he's out on those tyres, but we move. Down into the chicane we go. Hard, heavy braking. Again, should be good for overtakes. But can he do... Oh, and he's absolutely invalidated it. That's not good. Well, we'll go further back to maybe Guy Shap, who's about to finish a lap. In fact, that is Phineas, who's about to start his first proper flying lap, not on the wets. Oh, and he's crashed. Oh, and he's lost it where so many people also have. Sorry, I'm going to get off my phone. I'm being an absolute idiot. Dolga about to start his lap with Phineas crashing where so many people have done. Dolga coming through again this section. People have crashed here, people have spun here. But Dolga makes it through fine, makes it through cleanly. Does he invalidate this sector though? We saw someone do it before. He's done well. Gets a good exit onto the long straight. He's going to slap open that DRS, giving that extra bit of speed to help him on his lap. And of course Dolga at the moment, second in the championship. Could really help himself in the championship fight today if he gets some good results. Under the bridge and on the run now we go. Should be seeing much more drivers coming out of the pits now to start their laps. We see Dolga now into the chicane. Oh, those curbs really offset the car there. You see the oversteer he had mid chicane, but he's kept it though. Into the triple rights. Hard, heavy braking. In this section here, you have to have a lot of control of the car. It's very easy to just get it oversteering. And head down into the final two corners now. Very easy to run wide here, but he doesn't. Does he invalidate this corner or not? Nope, looking really clean. Looking like a good clean lap that could put him top, and it does by 0.7 of a second. We head down to Guy Shap, who's currently on a lap with a weird number thing. Is that supposed to be there? He's got the yellow number 3. He's got like Guan Yu Zhou stuff, and it's just gone weird. That's not supposed to be there, is it? As Master Carrot goes third, and I'm getting a weird glitch with my game there. Okay. Guy Shap though into that heavy braking right. Looked like he may have gone in a little bit deep. So he spent a little bit extra time trying to get that thing turned. Go through the final two corners now. Just in front of him is Clint. He's on a valid lap as well. Where will this put him? Puts him third. But then Guy Shap behind. Where will this put him? Puts him fifth, just behind his teammate. It was a 154. Callum now on a lap. 28.9. That's quite slow in that first sector, and he's invalidated it. Watching Dolga now. Has he gone quicker? I haven't seen any of his sector times, so I'm not sure. Into the final few corners we go now again. Can he get into the 147s? No, he's going to the pits instead. But now, both Tridents, Duracell and Ghost Fired Up are going to be... Ooh, Duracell uses a lot of curb there. And I'd said in my lap that the curbs were really hard. And that is just proof of that there. He's invalidated the lap. I don't know if that's just... Yeah, okay, yeah, that's just for that lap. But, oof, that was brutal. You see how brutal those curbs are, especially... You have to be worried if you go too wide there, because it's going to be very easy to get into an incident. So you watch British Army now, going to be wanting to go quicker than that 149.4. Well, there's a car stopped at the side of the road there. I think it's a UNI. And that looks to be Master Carrot. Actually, no, it looks to be Guy Shap, sorry. Watch your British Army through here, though. Will he pull into the pits, or will he keep this lap going? He's got low fuel, so he might come into the pits just to save himself the trouble. And he is coming into the pits. Must carry it with a weird glitch, and Skyshap spins in almost the exact same place. And oh, he's got the Prima in front of him! Oh no! And that was Bunny's almost making contact. Imagine he got a bit of surprise there. And he's going to start his lap, but I don't think he needed that. Andy Forrest on an outlap himself. We're going to go on board with Bunnies as he goes onto the curb, almost loses the car. And the way that he's driving at the moment, you could probably see him doing what probably Phineas has just done there. As Phineas goes, spins off. With a 20.1, that's a pretty good pretty good first sector. Doga now on his outlap, coming out the pits. Actual on an outlap now as well. Andy Forrest on an outlap, everyone else is either in the pits or on a lap. Hits DRS, down the back straight we go. Into the chicane, use as much curve as possible. That might not have helped him there. He's got a little bit deeper. Gets onto the curves, using as much track as possible. Really hugging the edges of the track here in this lap. Into the chicane we go. Oh, that back end starting to wander. But he's been aggressive through the curbs and it seems to have worked for him. Maybe that is the strat around this track on our lap. Into the triple right. Heavy braking, very easy to go deep here, but he doesn't. Nice Apex being hit there. Ghost goes second place. And he's always less than a tenth off the pole. What Bunnies now? Could he be the one to challenge Dolga, his teammate, for pole position? Can he go quicker? Will he be slower? Will it be a front row? Will it be a Prima 1-2 in qualifying? No, he goes third place. 2 tenths behind Ghost. And you know that he's going to be going for another push lap straight away. We watch Master Carrot now coming out on another set of super softs as Dolga will start his own flying lap. Let's go further down the grid towards Andy Forrest. Andy Forrest, a quick driver. He's done well this season. He's been a bit unlucky at some points, but he's had some class at races, class weekends. Ooh, and he's got the rear end going a little bit there. I'm sure that's not what he would have wanted, but as a spectator, oh, he's invalidated it, and that would have been a 149.0, which would have put him into P5. But he's got to go around again. Oh, an actual version into the wall. He hasn't lost a tyre, but he was bloody well close too. And Duracell going 4th place. That's Callum now about to start his first flying lap. He could very well see a crash here, or we could see a good first sector. Either one. Yeah, crash, definitely crash. You see how, unfortunately, how tough those curves are. You see it's just a little bit of slip. He turns in, catches the curb, and it just sucks the car in towards the inside of the track. And at that point, there's not much you can really do. Once the car starts going around the cars going around. Phineas, though, on a lap himself. Teammates with Andy Forrest. Andy Forrest actually not too far behind him, so we can quickly switch to Andy Forrest when we see where Phineas comes in this lap. He's got low fuel, and Clint has retired from the session in the pits, so nothing sinister going on there. He's happy with the session. As you watch Phineas now coming out the final corner, goes into only P8. Andy Forrest, though, behind. I think that was... who's that? Oh, a wheel spin there from Andy Forrest, or that's just the tyre squealing. Going on board with him now. See what this lap is like. I think he will have enough time for... no, he doesn't. And he won't put a lap time in. Unless Andy Forrest has got a quali ban or something, but I don't think he has. So we won't see a lap from Andy Forrest. That's surprising. Dolga, 77 thousandths over, but he might be able to regain a little bit. We don't know. Duracell, much slower on this lap. I think it looked like he was parked up on the straight. Might have retired. Go Shap now on a lap 3.2 seconds quicker. So that could see him going into the top 5 possibly. I'm not saying that 3.2 alone would, but you know, you like to think they'd be going quicker over a lap. Gets all the braking done before turning in. And we see the UNI virtual racing car, one of the few cars that are on a flying lap still. Coming through the penultimate corner, into the final corner. What will the lap time be? It might only be a 1:49, and it's a 1:49.8, but that's good enough to put in P7. A good lap there. And we're going to go on to Dolga, who is 2 tenths over, so unless he finds something massive in these next few sectors, we should be heading on our way to the first race of the session. Crosses the line, and he's going to take P1. It doesn't matter what lap time he put in that just there, he still will take P1 in the session. Goes fired up, second place. Good qualifying from here. Look at that, only 25 thousandths separating the two. A really great stuff there. Top 5 are fairly close, a little bit further down, maybe not, but all it takes is a safety car. It could bring everyone together. You've got Andy Forrest and Callum, both not setting a lap. So again, I don't know if there was any quali bans or something that were issued after last race, but nevertheless, though, that is your top, well, 11, because only 11 drivers. But already, Dolga contributing towards Prema. That all Prema have to do now is score 5 points over the next 2 races, and they will be able to win the constructors. You'd like to think they'd be able to get that done in the feature race. I'm glad that I'll be here to announce that as a as an ex-Prema driver. It's not bias, it's just preference. But they weren't wrong about the wet, Jesus Christ. See, this is the type of wet we wanted at Belgium. Raining, but enough that you can race. And the guys now will be, well, there's not much real strategy in it, is there? Just wet tyre to wet tyre. I don't know if it dries up, haven't really had that confirmation. All we heard from Clint was that it was wet. So, yeah, for all you guys watching, you're in for a bit of a treat here. If you've never seen rain in Abu Dhabi, this is what it looks like. So, before we unleash the cars for 16 laps of mayhem, let's go through the grid. Let's show. So, pole position, Dolga trying to win not only the Drivers' Championship, but the Constructors. And the Constructors he can wrap up tonight out of the Drivers' Championship. Still a few more races, that no doubt will be a fight till the end of the season. Goes fired up, second place. Good qualifying for him, so close. And I'm sure he'll be wondering where those 25 thousandths could have been found. Bunny's in P3. Good stuff from him, good qualifying, but he excels in the wet conditions. Not to, you know, commentator curse him at all, but his Monaco wet F2 performance was absolutely outstanding. Duracell in P4, making it a Trident 2-4, which I'm sure he will like, knowing that he can start that high up the grid. Actual in P5, followed by Clint, returning this season. Had a good start to the season so far. He's had a top 10 in every race so far, so hopefully he'll be able to get one today. Guy Schaap in P7, good season for him so far. He's looking to get into that final playoff spot, followed by his teammate Master Carrot, who's I think he's only done a couple of races this season, but from what I've seen so far, he's done pretty well. Phineas in P9, followed by his teammate Andy Forrester. Phineas already into the wall. What are you doing there, mate? Followed by Callum in last place, looking to try and bring home some points for Campos, being their only driver. So, driver's going to start warming up the tyres. I'll quickly set up this tyre detail thing. We want the tyres, no surprise on what they'll be on. No lap data, but we want the interval. And then it'd be it's a shame that there's only 2 cameras, there's only TV pod and broadcast. It'd be nice if we could have some access to other cameras, you know, like they have in real life F1. You have a nose camera, you know, you have a, I don't know, like a rear facing camera as well. It'd be nice, but we can't have those things. So then, let's go, I'll stand up for this. Right. 11 drivers, all looking to finish at the best possible position in this race, bring home the points. Prema looking to bring home another Constructors' Championship. It'd be 3 seasons in a row they could do it, and I'm sure they would love to. Maybe not 3 seasons in a row. Out of the 5 seasons in Torpedo League, they've won 2 of them, and they're going to be looking to make it 3. So they'll be looking, I can't remember. Right, anyway, they'll be looking to win the Constructors today. Here we go, the lights. 5 lights. And it's go, go, go. The lights actually go when they're supposed to. And it's a very slow getaway. And the Tridents have absolutely launched off the line. Dolga getting sucked up at the start. But Ghost fired up. What a start there. Side by side now between Duracell and Dolga. Now Actual looking for the inside of Dolga. Dolga's just dropped off massively here. Hopefully no one uses that curb. Because you see what happens to people when they use that curb. They spin. Oh, and there's contact between Actual and Dolga. Actual sending it up the inside. And now he's lost it. There's contact. Big contact. There's some wing damage back there. There's a car going round. It looks like Andy Forrest, and Andy Forrest getting sucked up into another incident. Dolga now goes side by side with Actual Virgin, and now Clint going side by side as well with Guy Schaap. And Bunny's, as I said, know how good he is in the wet, but he's already 1.4 seconds in front. And can the Tridents do anything about that? Ghost fired up, currently in the lead, but he's not known as being the most consistent consistently performing driver. And Callum already getting a 5 second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He must have cut a chicane to get an immediate 5 seconds. Because you only get 3 seconds if you get 3 warnings. Duracell now right on the back of his teammate. And in a track where it's notoriously difficult, there you go, Callum with another one. In a track that's very notoriously difficult to overtake on, how will he plan this attack on Ghost? Best thing to do right now to be just hang back, see what Ghost does, try not to cede any positions. Because he's got Actual just behind him who can really try and come up with something. But look at this already. Bunnies 2.1 seconds ahead. If you're a Bunnies fan, I bet you're enjoying this, aren't you? We don't usually like to see dominance, but in a championship like this, you just have to love to see it. And wait, what? Oh, the game's having a bit of a hissy fit. Bunny's though out in the lead. And let's see what it looks like. The onboard of the leader. Right, careful steering inputs, careful throttle inputs. Making sure he doesn't apply too much throttle. There's a yellow flags and I think it's Clint. It's Clint. coming out of turn 2. That looks like, was he, as the saying goes, did he jump or was he pushed? And Master Carrot pitting, I think that's for damage there. It is for damage. We'll let the timing screens sort themselves out quickly. Ghost Fighter starts to pull away a little bit here from Duracell. Actual still in P4. Dolgood from the pole position to P5 in 1 lap. Not a good race for him so far. He'll be looking to fight back into the podium positions. I think he'll be happy though, as long as Prema bring home those points and secure the championship. I'm sure he'd be happy. And at the moment he'll be starting in P4 in the feature, followed by Ghost Shap. Ghost Shap looking over home, some good points for you and I. Andy Forrest in P7 currently, again bring him a couple points. And Phineas will be currently on reverse grid pole. So if the flag would go out now, check the flag that is, we'd be seeing an MP1-2. But there's still 15 laps left, and look at this, Callum and Clint are having a battle here. Oh, that's close. Took a lot of curb there. Oh, there could be contact between the two. They're giving each other space, to be fair, but in this section here it's difficult to race. And Clint's got the drive, and Callum loses grip. He's going to crash. And how has he not lost a wheel there? How has he not lost a wheel? What is the damage on? That was heavy contact with the wall. What's the damage on? Is it on like pillow buddy physics or something? How do you take the blow of that? I don't know. Bunny's is not 2 minutes ahead. It's just the timing screens being well, working as usual actually. And it's Callum now. Spins into the pits. Goes. Probably to replace his wing. But Bunny's though in control of the race at the moment. What if he'll get bored out front? But Ghost though in a nice P2 at the moment. And he's going to be hoping that he can keep this P2. If a yellow flags, who's that? Is that Phineas? Phineas, yeah, look at that, he's lost a bit of wing on his left side. Has he got the right side still or not? Looks like he has. I think so, yeah. He's hunting down Clint. Into chicane we go. He's going to look to send it up the inside. Clint giving him space, letting him possibly go on. He's going to look for a cutback maybe. Good defending there from, I think that was good defending from Phineas, but it looked like he actually slowed up there and must have let him through with the way that he was driving. Now we've got Dolga, an actual, look at this. The closest pair anyone is really out of track at the moment. This is a new challenge for these guys, so I bet you they did not practice in the wet. Oh, actual getting a really big slide on there. And he's lucky that he caught that, because that could have easily seen him into the wall. Spinning the other direction, and Phineas with a 3-second time penalty. Actual into AI there. I don't know why he's in AI. He shouldn't be. That could mean that Dog gets an easy overtake. I don't know what's going on there, but actual slipping into AI mode for a bit. Actually, he's swerving across the track. He's lucky he didn't take himself out there. He could have easily gone to the wall. Now, luckily, the time screens have corrected themselves. It's good to see. But with Dolga being stuck behind actual, it means that Ghost Shap is starting to close in. Almost actually at the same, you know, sort of gap. Could be seeing a nice little sandwich here. Ooh, Ghost Shap. Ghost Shap almost crashing it himself there. That was really close. Dolga's got the low internet sign as well. That's not good if he lags out. It'll be that Bunny's will have to fend for himself, but I think he's doing that pretty well at the moment because he's leading the race quite comfortably. The gap is sort of going up and down a little bit, but I don't think it'll be anything really for him to worry about too much as Phineas goes into the pits. Dolga trying to close in on actual. It's interesting to see. It will be interesting to see where these guys are quicker because, you know, some drivers favour corners, some drivers favour, you know, exits or something, you know. I'd be interested to see how it goes. Don't touch this game, go. He's closing in on him decently in the brakes. An actual... Oh, he's going quite nicely there. He goes a little bit wide. I'm not sure if that would give you a warning or not. Again, I don't think I really touched this track on this game yet. But Guy Shaplow closing in quite a bit. With Dolga hanging back on actual. Guy Shap could try and take that P5, bring him to good points for himself. Bunny's just constantly knocking out fastest laps, left, right and centre. Wonder if he'll get into the 204s. With a 205.1 at the moment being the fastest lap, he could very well find that. I don't know if these guys pit or not, I imagine they would. Oh, look at this. Guy Shot getting awfully close, he's taking some liberties by taking the curb. Oh, got the rear end, you see, trying to make a correction, coming into the corner, and it's getting onto the throttle. He seems to be having a big, almost, like not big actually, he just gets these little snaps of oversteer. But I'm sure as a driver he'd be absolutely bricking it whenever one of those happens, because all it takes is just a little bit of a bigger one, or even just a bigger overcorrection, and you could see a spin happening. Don't know why he's getting out of the spray there, you want to get in the slipstream. Yellow flags, what's happened there? It's Phineas. It is Phineas. Spinning. Has he lost wing? No, still got his wing attached. Oh, here we go then. Actual Dolga, Guy Shap. This three-way battle here. Is Dolga now chasing him down. He's just as close as he's been. Oh, that was close. And Actual runs wide. He runs wide. Dolga now going to try and take that position. Dolga, oh, Actual, that was stupid. He's cut the corner there to retake the position. I'm surprised he hasn't had more there. There's yellow flags, there's a spinner. That's going to be no doubt Phineas. Callum retiring in the pits. Duracell closing in on Ghost. But Actual there, he was really lucky he did not get anything more than 3 seconds there. Because that could have easily been another 5 seconds added on. That was quite a severe cut from where we were, that camera view. There you go, 204.9 for Bunnies. I said that he might be able to do it, and well, he's proved it right. Guy Shap now though, look at this, Guy Shap right on the back of him. And he could try and get the move done, but towards turn 1 it's going to be difficult. He can't do it around the outside, surely he has to look for a cutback. And he will, but it's a dangerous place to go for a move. Oh, careful, that was close. It shows as well by these two battling, these are Actual starting to pull away, and he's already almost a second ahead. Of course, there's no DRS to worry about. Slipstream will be very important around this track, but so will not battling and not making mistakes, as I think Actual's made one there. He's lost about 5 to 7 tenths and Phineas for the penalty. But I was reacting to Guy Shap there, almost going round. He seems to be getting really loose on exits all the time. Must go out another penalty. As we look towards Dolga now, getting into the slipstream. 2 tenths is around the same place. We saw these two getting close. Actual going towards the inside to defend. He starts squeezing him on the outside. Dolga, look at this. I think he had to let off the brake there actually to try and make the move. And oh, what if he gets this done? This is a great move. Actual can't get the exit. He can't get the exit. Oh, Guy Shap I think spun. Guy Shap spun. So now it's just between these two. It's just between Dolga and Actual. There's contact between the two. It looks like he's trying to spin him almost there. That was really close between the two. But it's well held from Dolga. Oh, Actual. He's being very aggressive on his turning. He's almost not. He needs to just watch out where Dolga is, because the amount of times that they touched through there could have easily been taken out, and he could have easily taken out Dolga. The amount of times that he sort of swiped towards his rear end. And Phineas is on the soft tyre for some reason. Oh, for God's sake. Also, if you're going to the soft tyre, you might as well just retire, because there's no point. You end up just holding up the leaders. But actual though, being the closest battle actually on track at the moment, as Duracell closes massively to Ghost fired up, then I imagine this is sort of it. And there we go, Phineas crash. I don't know what he's done there. He's very spun. He better move out the way of the leaders though. He's lost a bit of wing. As you watch actual going through. Second time penalty there for Phineas. Oh, he's hit the back of him! I don't believe it! Oh, what has actual Virgin done there? It looks like he's just done what we talked about. Oh, and he's let Dolga through. I think Andy Forrest might have let him through as well. But Guyshat gets an easy P4. And Dolga will be wondering what on earth was actual thinking there. Unfortunately, we switched across to it a bit too late. But that looked either that was those two just having a normal racing incident, or actual was just being a little bit too close and acting a little bit too immaturely. Yeah, that was certainly an interesting incident, but that unfortunately has cost Dolga possibly a chance of a top 5, because Andy Forrest could hold his own, he's quick, and with Guyshat being so far up the road as well, you'd probably think that, you know, he'd be very difficult to catch at this point in time. You see Phineas with that wing damage. Bonnie's with a 204.6. Can this guy be stopped? Guyship getting a penalty though, and Ghost first of the pitters. No wing from the looks of it, but he's the first pitting. On lap 8, it's a spinner. It's Phineas. Just retire, mate. Come on. You're not getting points at this point. You're not getting any points of this. So many people crash out, but then just go on to the softs. God's sake. Andy Forrest though pitting himself. P8. He's pitting from. And Phineas spinning there. Andy Forrest serving a penalty, it looks like. You see the stationary car and the stationary pit crew. And British Army now closing in on actual Virgin. Both these guys haven't pitted. He swerves out towards the inside. Whoa, that's really close. Whoa, locking up from British Army for the looks of it there. And Clint, oh, he didn't get as good of an exit. Looked like actual tried to prioritise the exit, and he's got the outside of him at the moment. He's taken the long way round. He's got it, and oh, he almost takes him out as he cuts across the front of him. Don't know if that was necessary. And Ghost now, only 3 tenths behind Dolga. Could he get a move done here? Ghost is on the better tyres. Oh, that's risky. And it looked like he may have forced him off a little bit there, unless that was Dolga just naturally going a little bit wiser to try and get Ghost through. But we see Duracell now in the pits. Into the pits he goes. And Bonnie's now just extending this lead. Look at that. Absolute dominance in the Prema. Guyshat into the pits himself now as well. Ghost should be inheriting a P2 here. That should come out just in front of his teammate. Go on board with Duracell. And yeah, the Looks like the undercut worked big time for Ghost. He's got a decent lead actually. I don't know what the gap was before they went into the pits, but good stuff there for Ghost personally. But, you know, Bunny's easily got a pit stop there, and Duracell almost losing it there. You saw how sideways the car got through the chicane. Just turning it way too quickly. And yeah, there we go, Phineas retiring from the session. That's probably a bit like old news. British Army, Clint leaving the pits now. Out in P7. A little bit behind Dolga. And Gaisha. And I imagine the race is going to be pretty quiet from now on, because I think that's near enough everyone pitted, except Bunnies, as Andy Forrest gets a penalty. However, he is in 8th place. So Actual and Bunnies both needing to pit at the moment. Andy Forrest in the reverse grid pole position, but with Actual Virgin not pitting, he could find himself back down in that reverse grid pole position, but I doubt it. And I think on the statements in chat before, so right at the beginning of the race, we're saying Bunnies has won already, and I think that statement holds a bit of weight to it, especially in the current circumstances of the race. Whoa, and those tyres are probably screaming at him saying, come on, we need a new set here. But Ghost getting the fastest lap at 204.5. And they are starting to reel in this gap a little bit here, but of course, remember, Bunnies will be lethal with a new set of tyres on. Well, hello. Oh, okay. Actual Virgin pitting now. So that means that Bunnies is the only driver who has not pitted yet. It took a long time to get him out there. And maybe that reverse grid pole thing might actually be true, because those two, as in Clint and Andy Forrest, are closing in a decent amount on him actually. And yeah, he slips down to 7th place, maybe, no. These two might have another little battle again. Both on fresh tyres. Oh, look at that. Good traction from British Army there. And now he's going to get into the slipstream of Actual Virgin, because see another great battle between these two. Moves out, look how close they are, the contact's being made. No regard given, and Bunnies just set the fastest lap on those used tyres. You just can't help but respect how quick he is. And you see Actual there, I think he was trying to set up a move for this straight, but he's not really managed to do it. But he's got into the slipstream though of Actual. Sorry, he's got into the slipstream of British Army, but gets onto the curves looking for the wide entry. Speaking of wide, British Army is there. Oh, but he's taking too much curb. That's an unforced error from Actual. Actual's the one with a penalty. British Army, I don't know how many warnings he's got. Might pick up some from this battling, but Andy Forrest now, he's a quick driver, and he'll be looking to pick up 2 positions here, especially with how touchy-feely that Actual Virgin is in his driving. Quite fitting for the name. The British Army though, going to try and hold this P6 at the moment, and for us in reverse grid pole, but he's lost a bit of time there. Must have made a mistake through that section. Using a lot of curb there is Actual. And if I were him, I'd set up a move maybe on the back straight. This first sector's a little bit iffy for overtakes. Of course, we saw last time he tried to go for an overtake in this sector. It ended up with Kramer facing the wrong way. Is Bunny's going to go for a... He has to pit, right? He has to pit at some point. Yeah, we'll switch back to this leading group in a bit. Is he going to pit? He's got the pit thing up now. Is he going to pit or will he stay out? No, he's... Oh my god, what a save. What a save. And he stays out. Adrian, you absolute man. Go on, lad. Actual now. Gap's dropped back a little bit, but that slipstream I'm sure would help him. Oh, and British Army going a little bit wider that time. And oh, he's made a mistake there, 2 corners in a row. And Actual will say thank you very much, and he'll take that. Oh no, maybe he won't. Oh, they're getting so close, there's no need. Give each other space, boys. I wonder if that was a bit of a tactic there from Actual. And British Army tries to rejoin the track, like you should, and not cut the corner. But I think Actual's got Actual's got a big penalty though, I'm pretty sure. So don't expect it to be over for these two here. We could very much see Actual getting a reverse grid pole because of these two here. These two have just got to keep this gap, I guess, of 3 seconds. And Adrian slurs a pit. Oh my god. Andy Forrest right behind it. Oh, that might be a penalty, or at least a warning. It's not so it's not a penalty. Andy Forrest though going to shape a move for turn 1. It's a dangerous place to go for a move. Ooh, he sent it in. Actual footage has gone off. Look at that. He's gone off. He's gone off at turn 1. They're still going side by side. I think Andy Forrest had to come out of that one. He's going to have to pick his fights. You can't always battle everyone on track. And if I was battling the track at this moment in time as well, as he almost spins into the wall. British Army using a lot of curve there. Will Bunny's pit, and look at this Actual Bird, what's he doing? He's gone so wide. Unless he's just wanting the battle, but Adrian still has a pit. Are you good, Adrian? You know you kind of wait. Huh? I'm really surprised why he hasn't pit yet. British Army now. Oh. British Army defending now. He's got Andy Forrest right behind him. Well, there's yellow flags. Who's gone off? It's Guyshaft's gone off. Oh, big time gone off. He's lost a lot of time there, and Dolga might be able to pick up an easy position here. Guyshaft rejoining the track now. And who's that gone off? Actual's into the wall! What happened there? Was that due to contact, or he's lost a bit of wing? Actual getting the 10-second time penalty as well. Oh my god, okay. That's changed things up a little bit. Andy Forrest now chasing the back of British Army. And it's going to be a assured reverse grid pole for Actual. He's got a decent amount of pace, so he could take that quite easily, but I wonder what happened there. Jackson saying legally he doesn't have to pit, so maybe this is a good strategy. I mean, that's a bloody amazing strategy. I thought there was a rule about you have to pit, but like I thought it's because I didn't know if it was different in the wet conditions. That's why. But thank you, Jackson. Good to see you here. Oh god, he's got a 34-second buffer, and he's still keeping it as well. That's what's just insane about this. Is that coming to the pits? It is. And lap 13 of 16, he's finally made it down the pits. Just don't get a 5-second time penalty, mate. No, he's safe, fully safe. There you go, 36 mile an hour. Bob's your uncle. He's going to get this done and get, well, what should be, fingers crossed, an easy win for him. Andy Forrest, though, trying to get closer and closer to British Army for that extra point, or points. I'm not sure what the points are between P6 and P7. Not a lot, I imagine, but, you know, points add up at the end of the season. Oh, and he's gone into the wall. Has he lost an end plate? He has done as well, and he's not going to like that. Goes fired up getting into the 203s. But I feel like we should maybe go on board with Bunnies here, because I feel like he might have a bit of pace. He might be quite interesting to watch. As you see the gap now, 5.6 seconds, and he's actually looked a bit worse there with those new tyres on. The way he was scrambling at the wheel there. But goes fired up though. That undercut for those guys. Well, I guess anything's an undercut at this point with Bunnies. Jackson's saying he's not used to fresh tyres, so maybe a lap or two before he's up to pace. Yep. Yeah. I mean, already it was, what was it, like 5.5 or something? I think when he came out of the pits, it's already 6.3. And you see a purple sector as well there. And this isn't even his proper lap because he's just come out of the pits. So once he's up to speed, I'm sure we'll be seeing the lap time getting obliterated. And yeah, so. I think at this point, because I hate it when commentators do this. They start talking like this is the final result with a few laps to go, and I'm just thinking, no, what if it isn't though? But I think at this point, well, actually no, I'll say out the final lap because I don't want to jinx it for these guys. Actually, what are the penalties quickly, just so I can see. There you go, 3, 8, 13, 15. So Guy Schaap should be safe. No, actually, no, he wouldn't. He'd have to pull away from Dolger unless it be a Primo 1-4. Those 8 seconds there as well. Actual shouldn't. This again, the flag went out now. Actual wouldn't be getting past Andy Forrest. But because of Master Carrot being so close to actual Virgin, that still won't help actually because of the penalties that he's got himself. So not much movement even with all of the penalties, but we will look towards our leader, which is Bunnies. An absolute masterclass of a drive today so far. If this is how Prema win the constructors, I'm sure that the Prema team would absolutely love that. A win in dominant fashion would lead to the Constructors' Championship, which hasn't necessarily been dominated by Prema. It's a little bit touch and go, I'm sure, at some points, but Prema have been one of the most consistent teams throughout the whole season. If one of them wasn't on the podium, it was surely the other, and I think it would be an anomaly to not see one of these guys on the podium this weekend. There you go, faster sector 2. Master Carrot there getting another penalty. So there's definitely no chance of him catching Actual Virgin on penalties. Unless Actual does something massive that gets him another penalty. Well, Andy Forrest getting a penalty now. So his 8 goes up to 11. You hear these little, I don't know if this is like a glitch or something, but you hear this, I think it's whenever he changes gear or something, you hear this like tyre squeal. I don't know what it is, it goes from like second to third or something and it just like does a tyre squeal. Strange. There you go, 203.3. Well then. As we start the final lap now, 4 Bunnies will ride on board with them for this final lap. He's going to pick up a win, another win in Torpedo League F2. I'd be sounding really stupid and I'd hate it if I was to jinx this right now, but it's been a really well deserved win. Already a faster sector 1. Both Tridents have had absolutely nothing to say. No matter what they've tried, they just can't get close to Bunnies. And Bunnies right now putting on an absolute masterclass of a performance. We know he was good in the wet. I said it earlier. I said how good his performance was at Monaco in Season 4. But he did not expect it to be like this as well. I thought it'd be a little bit closer, I thought it'd be a safety car, but no, it's been green all the way. And it's been a win in dominant fashion by Bunnies. Not gonna lie, there's been some hairy moments, I must say. I've been slightly bricking it at some points. Actually, all these drivers have had moments where, you know, you kind of just go, how the hell have they held that? It's a little bit wider there. At this point, I don't think he's really going to care as long as he keeps all four wheels on and keeps the car going in a straight line. I'm sure he won't mind. He's got a very, very comfortable cushion there, 9.2 seconds. And speaking of 9, all Prema needed were 9 points to win the Constructors' Championship. You see he's still drifting it now. And with Dolga getting pole position, those 4 points made it only go to 5. Dolga in P5 at the moment. Could very well... Actually no, I think he will stay in P5, but one driver who's been leading all the way from green to checkered. It's Bunnies winning the Abu Dhabi feature race and wins the Constructors' Championship for Prema. 9.5 seconds he finishes ahead of Ghostfire. 9.6 in the end. Goes to Duracell, Duracell spinning it across the line. As you see, Ghostshap coming towards the end of the lap. Oh, almost spins it there. And now Ghostshap, I think he got a 3-second time penalty, I believe, but with the 4-second cushion, he will keep this P4. Good points for you and I, and a good finish for Ghostshap. It's been a good season for him so far, and he's just done a really nice job there in these tough conditions. Dolga, P5, followed by British Army. He's had top 10s all season so far, and he's going to cap this race off with another top 10. A good race for British Army. He's had some good battles throughout the whole race. And then Forrest getting a 5-second time penalty as well for an unserved penalty. Followed by Actual Virgin. He's been in battles for most of the race, getting in some incidents as well. Some involving himself, some involving others. But he'll take P8. Followed by Master Carrot, 69, who finishes the race off as the only car who doesn't score points. Well, no, I think he scored a point actually. I got a message from Torpedo League F2 saying Scotland didn't win last season in the Constructor Championship when I was going on about Premas. So yeah, I'm an idiot for that, but Trident with the 2-3, but more importantly Prema not only winning the race but winning the Constructors' Championship for Season 5, making it their second Constructors' Championship. There you go, there's confirmation. 27 points in the bank for the Prema boy. And a very, very dominant quick lap and a very dominant race. 6 tenths quicker than anyone else that was closer to him. And that is a fact. So, Actual Virgin then, lining up P1 in the sprint race. He was quick today, however, when he was racing with others, he was frankly dangerous at some points. So, let's see if he can do the same thing there. Of course, Phineas and Callum will be looking to actually finish the race this time. But at least it'll be dry, so maybe something they're a little bit more used to. Which I'm sure those drivers will enjoy. Hopefully we'll actually see some better battling as well. Might be a little bit closer. Bunnies might not run away with it this time, especially if he's starting all the way back in P8. But it was a good race. It was very enjoyable as a commentator with the battling going on, and I'm sure that we will be seeing more of that in the sprint, where no pit stops, no strategies, maybe some safety cars, but hopefully we'll be seeing some all-out action. Shane saying, is F1 Abu Dhabi as well tomorrow? I don't No, actually. I feel like it isn't because I don't remember it being sort of announced in F1 chat at all. So I'm gonna say no, but I think we're back next week. I want to race. But let's go for the grid rundown. Heading the field, actual. I'm not saying Virgin. In his Seb Vettel helmet, in the P2 position on the front row is Andy Forrest. Starting P3, Mr. Consistent, top 10s. We're going to give him P3. Sorry, he's been given P3 because of where he finished, and Callum's been disqualified, Finn's been disqualified, okay. Followed by Dolga, finished P5 in the race. We're looking to finish higher than that this time round. Followed by Guy Shap. Had a good season so far. I finished P4 last race, and we may be looking to finish higher than P4 today. Followed by Duracell in 6th place. Then Ghost Fired Up in 7th place. And then Bunnies in 8th with a dominant win. Why have we got fireworks? Why have we got we got fireworks? Maybe that's for the Premier Championship. They're going to be carried away though. And Master Carrot in 9th place, followed by Phineas and Callum. So should be seeing a good race, hopefully, because it's dry. You know, might see the field a little bit closer. Of course, in the wet as well. You know, it's not really the best way to tell everyone's like form, everyone's pace, especially with, you know, I'm not to crap on Bunnies, but those wet conditions massively help Bunnies because he's an absolute beast in the wet. Let's see how he does in the dry. I'm sure he'd be up there still. Goes Fired Up. I know he could be on for a shout. He'll get in P2 with that race. But of course, with the mixed up grid, it's definitely a nice little shake up with the grid, and we could be seeing some different podium sitters. You never know. Clint might find himself on the podium. Andy Forrest could find himself on the top step of the podium. Who knows? We could see Master Carrot getting the podium for all we know. Crazy things tend to happen in the sprint, and I'm sure it will. The Premier Championship, so Premier Constructors Championship already wrapped up. I'm sure that they're just going to enjoy the rest of the season in terms of the Constructors Championship. But hang on, also, sorry, Shane, if you're still watching, I've just seen that Leon has posted track notes for Canada, so I think that's where we're racing tomorrow night, which is sick because Canada's such a good track. Maybe not for track limits, but it's a good track for battling. I've had some fun there in the past. So, as you see the cars ghosting into each other there, lovely. I know they're close, but not that close. But, you see drivers pulling up to their respective grid spots now. Unfortunately, both Phineas and Callum will have extremely cold tyres, so at least those two are kind of out of the way. At least those two are out of the way as well, so they won't be blocking any drivers. But we see revs are going up, and it's go, go, go for turn 1. And look at this actual version pulling straight across to try and block off Andy Forrest, but Andy Forrest getting a much better start. Parked it on the inside line. Actual version they're going to go around the outside. Oh, there's cuts at the back. It's Duracell and Guy Shap, both those two. Should they have the running? And Dolga massively into the wall there. There's been a huge crash. Huge crashes around the field. An actual Virgin now taking the lead. And that might be him checked out. He's been aggressive all race, and I reckon that could have caused a crash there, I think. Wow, okay. I want to go back on the stream quickly and check that out. Well then. Oh no, sorry. I was so used to seeing actual Virgin getting incidents, I thought he was involved in it because I kind of blacked out and looked behind. No, it was Andy Forrest and Dolga that made the contact. So actual Virgin could run away with this right now, but Ghost just set at the fastest middle sector. So who knows? Bonnie's already up into P3. British Army into 4th place. There's been a big crash. It looks like down at the chicane. Oh no, there hasn't. Sorry, I saw there's a bundle of cars. Ooh, and Duracell not get the best exits there. They try to go too wide. That's not the best idea. And for us getting a penalty for that, I don't think that's necessary because he was fighting with Duracell, but he might have got some damage from that. And he's got Callum just behind, go for the inside. Oh, it's so close. And Bunny's now. Trying to close in on Ghost fired up as DRS gets enabled, so Actual Virgin you'd like to think wouldn't have this lead for very long because he's in a good battle for the lead. There's a massive pack behind. As you see, the timing screens having their usual fit as they usually do. See, Bunny's now going to get that DRS. I think Ghost might have to do it. No? Wait, DRS should be enabled, isn't it? These guys were that close, weren't they? I feel like DRS should have been used there by Bunnies, but move, unless he's sitting back and waiting for Ghost to catch up to Actual Virgin. I don't know if those two are in a party or not, unless Ghost is in a party with his teammate, but I know that sometimes there are some inter-team parties. Oh, Ghost makes a mistake, he's gone wide. And maybe no inter-team stuff now as they go side by side. Coming towards the triple right. Oh, God, okay. There's yellow flags, car on the wall, Duracell. It's not a good day for the Trident driver. Sorry, not a good race for the Trident driver. He's got third place in the feature, but it's not gone very well for him there. And with those two battling as well and trying to sort out positions, it's meant the actual was broken away. So if those two are being courteous, it's actually hurt them in the long run. They're going to need a safety car, I'm sure, because if they want to catch up to Actual Virgin. They're saying that though, Actual could lose those positions. He's got a 150.3, it's the fastest lap of the race so far, but I'm pretty sure that gap has dropped down massively there. There's yellow flags, there's a big crash, I think, for Phineas. He's lost a wing. Whoever set up the lobby, I think they need to check the damage, because I don't know if it's that accurate. I could be wrong. That gap is staying between 1.3 and 1.5 seconds. It's really sort of in between there. And comes out the session. That could be a safety car. That could be a safety car unless they go for a VSC. I'll be very surprised if they don't, because that car looks like it might be on track. Unless the game just clears it up, and they have done. That's disappointing. Disappointing for the drivers in P2 and P3. But very fortunate for Actual. As Dolga and Phineas pitting, no doubt for their damage. But at this point, Ghost is just going to have to close in. Again, if those two are in a party, then Ghost might have said, look, I'm quicker in time trial, I'm quicker on track in qualifying. Let me do this, let me try and catch up. I think time screen's having a bit of a doozy here, because that is not 2.3 seconds, is it? Maybe it is, maybe it is. That doesn't look it though. Like, that looks like 5/10. That's 2 seconds there, that's not 2.4 seconds. I think time screen's having a bit of a mess up there. There you go, it should be 1.5. Ah, oh, don't you love the bugs on this game? Can't get time screens right. Does Actual look like he made a mistake there? Could drop him to under a second the gap. I think Bunnies might have made the same mistake. Look at the second, it's a second to those two as well. But Ghost, no matter what he does, no matter what Actual Virgin does, Ghost just can't seem to get there. Just needs to be consistent, just needs to be smooth. Not do stuff like that, because that loses you time. And he's so close to getting that DRS. As soon as he gets that DRS, why they still got fireworks? But as soon as he gets into that DRS, it'll be a whole other story. That looks a lot closer now. It is. It's under a second. Does he get DRS? He does. DRS is open for Ghost. Must count with another penalty, but who really cares about that at this point? We're focusing on the leaders. Ghost getting a faster second sector, and he's one of the few to have that DRS. And I'm sure Bunnies will be thinking now, if Ghost can catch up to Actual, if they start battling, then Bunnies might have a good chance of fighting for a double header, sorry, for a double win. But there's still long to go in the race. There's still time for crashes, still time for battles. There's Phineas in the pits now, again. Look at this, Ghost only 8 tenths behind. DRS not being able to be used on this straight here, but it will be able to be used on... Oh, he doesn't need it though, he's coasting 3 tenths. 4 tenths if that. No, 3 tenths, sorry. In those few corners. And he's much closer than he was before. And he's just got to keep this smooth. Because that'll be he'll get a massive roan on Actual. And if I was to get another penalty, I'm not sure that's... He keeps doing it and he keeps gaining time. That looks really uncomfortable for the car. DRS open though. And he's going to drop Bunnies down the straight. Dolga get the fastest lap. He did just pit for the supers. And Actual, you see the car really sort of almost front end heavy, almost on the front end. You see where he's turning in. It's almost like the car has to catch up with him. It's almost like the four-wheel slide. Oh, we see Ghost braking a little bit earlier just so we can sort of get a better measure of what's going on. Phineas with a 3-second time penalty. Just behind him. Good racecraft here from Ghost. Not attacking too much. Trying to pit the passes. He knows where he can push. He knows where he can't. So you back it off there again. You don't want to get too close to the back of him. Can be quite unpredictable sometimes. This, by him doing this as well though, it will also reel in Bunnies. Oh, we're starting to kick out there. Oh, another step of oversteer. And Ghost is just going to stay calm here. Stay calm. And he could do this, but Actual Virgin though. Don't know if he's feeling the pressure or not. He's made a couple of mistakes himself. Everyone's human. And there's yellow flags further back. What's happened here? It's only Forrest, I think. Yeah, it is. He spun big time and he's going to go straight into the pits. Don't know if he's got damage or not. He might do. But here we go. Look at this. Ghost trying the outside move. He's got the outside. And he's got the move done. Has he? It's 3 wide into the... No, you can't do this, can you? Through the hairpin. Ghost, what a move from him there. And I'm sure that will go in his career best moves. Around the outside. Unless Actual went ultra defensive there or something. I don't know what happened there, but wow. That was great to watch. Will Actual attack though? Will Bunnies get to Actual before he can get to Ghost? If this has been planned out from these two, it's been greatly planned out. Oh, but look at this though, Actual looking for the inside. Oh, careful, there could be contact. It looked like there might have been... Oh, there might have been contact actually there between those two. It's a spinner. Is there a spinner? This car going slowly. I think it's Phineas. It is Phineas. As we go on board with Bunnies now, we've got a good view of this. And we can see what Bunnies is doing, see what he could be thinking. And no doubt he'll be trying to shape up a move on Actual. Don't think we've really seen a move all race happen at that chicane, that tight chicane. Towards the far end of the track. But Ghost got it done. And he's got to stay calm now. Not think about the cars behind too much. Must carry another penalty. Oh. And Actual now starting to close in a little bit. not trying anything into the chicane like Ghost did, but he may be trying to shape up something for the straight. But so will Bunnies. As long as Bunnies doesn't get oversteer out of this corner, he should be fine. So he drops it into first there, which I don't know if that helps him or not. Again, I haven't driven these cars, so I don't know what works, what doesn't, but he's got the DRS. I don't know how much that's going to help on actual though. The Ghost is a sitting duck without the DRS. He's held his own, it seems like, down the straight. Oh, and Bunny's getting really close to the back of Virtual there. And as we get to the DRS again, Actual getting much closer. Moves towards the inside. They break around the sort of the same position, and into Forest retiring from the session in the pits. Oh, look how close this is. All of these guys in a nice little leading group here. They're all within a second of each other. Oh, and Actual making a bit of a mistake there from the looks of it. Seesawing at the wheel, he almost there. But Ghost, he's held his own nicely here. And Bunnies, I'm surprised he hasn't caught up so far, unless he's hanging back for a little bit and going for an attack later on. The trouble is, oh, he's big snap of oversteer there. I guess the issue is as well, unlike Ghost, when Ghost had the slipstream on Actual, Actual didn't have any slipstream on anyone else. But of course now, with Bunnies being in third, oh no, Ghost makes a mistake. He's gone wide. And Ghost, I don't know if he was forced onto the gravel, sorry, not, forced onto the off-track section there, but he's gone massively wide. See, he's going first. I must say, again, I don't know what these cars are like. I don't know if that's the strap with these cars, but that just seems odd to go first gear through there, and then to only shift up once you're on the throttle. That just seems really backwards. Bunny's though looking for the inside on Ghost. He wants that double. He wants that double win. And he goes to the back of him. No. You can see what he's trying to do. He tried to shape up a move up the inside, but it's caused Actual to pull away. And that double win now for Bunnies is not looking possible. As long as Ghost can reel Actual back in, those DRS zones would be massively paramount to that. But it depends what Bunnies wants to do. Does Bunnies want to sit back and wait for Ghost to catch him, or does he want to get past Ghost himself? Again, if they are in a party, then they might be talking. If they're not in a party, then who knows? Who knows what their plan is? I can only speculate as a commentator. But what I can not speculate on, because it's fact, is that Actual Virgin is starting to pull away a little bit. He seems to lose a lot of time on the straight, so I don't know if his exits are bad or something compared to these two here. It's very interesting to watch these guys out here driving. Logo, good exit there from Bunnies, that looked like. He's got the DRS on Ghost. If he can't make it a double win, he might try and make it a 1-2 for himself in these two races. He has had the best of exits there, and now Bunny's is going to try and get the job done himself. Again, if they're in a party, maybe you could think that they're strategizing and saying, well, Bunny's has been sat behind Ghost for a bit, and he might be saying, let me take the reins of this attack. And look at this already starting to close in. Finished total in the session. That looked like it was a big crash actually, but it's too late for a safety car. Maybe a VSC, but that will really help things. I think he's parked up quite on track actually, quite far on track. Nope, been cleared. And Actual now being chased down. He's been under attack most of this race. He's very rarely been the aggressor. If he wins, this would be a well-deserved win from him. After a bit of a disappointing first race, he got pole. In this race, no, Bunny's almost lost it. And he's almost lost it again. What's happened here? The start of the lap and the curbs have just worked against him. And Actual will be absolutely loving that. I don't know if he's got virtual rear mirror on or something, but I'm sure he'd be looking back and going, well, hey. But I know that Ghost and Bunnies wouldn't be, because this limits their chances by quite a severe amount. You can hear Ghost behind Bunnies. He's got the DRS now on Actual. So is Ghost though. Ghost, what's he going to do? Is he going to sit back? Are they going to wait till the final lap and then they'll maybe go for it all? Or are they going to focus on catching Actual? Maybe force some interesting moves towards the end of the race. Look at that. Look how much time they've gathered already. And is that Guy Shap round? It is Guy Shap round. Yellow flags. It's Guy Shap causing yellow flags out on track. But you look towards this gap in front. So this fight in front. And just constantly watching that Bunnies gap, because that's the big one. If Bunnies has the DRS towards Actual, then that means that they can close in a lot more. As we start the final lap of the of the sprint race. Oh, Ghost making lots of mistakes here. Bunny's got his job now to get within a second. He's going to make up a decent amount of time here. 2/10 is what it is. It could be more through this section here. He's got to take some liberties to close in. 1.1. 1 second. It's 1.1 again. It's a second. I didn't see what it was through the detection zone. And he hasn't got the DRS, but he will get a little bit of slipstream. That might bring him a little bit more. It doesn't look like it will though. Into the heavy braking chicane. Oh, look at that. Makes up a lot of time under the braking. That's about 2/10 under the brakes. And he's got, yeah, there we go, he's got the DRS through the detection zone. The final sector seems to be where Actual Verder seems to be better. And the DRS hasn't really done much. Actually, did Bunnies have it open or not? It almost didn't look like he had it open. He had it, but he didn't look like he had it open. Could be wrong though. Bunny's though much closer than he's been over the past few laps, but I don't think it's enough for this section. It's very difficult to overtake unless he tries something in the final corner, but he'd have to close in a lot, and from the looks of it, he hasn't closed in enough. Look at that, it's so close. He'd have to really send it, and it could be quite a controversial move if he tries to. He's too far back, I think. He's almost a second back. Yeah, he may have to take the second place, but he's been under attack the whole race. But Actual Virgin gonna take the win of the feature. He hasn't crossed the line. He hasn't crossed the line. He spun before he could even finish. For Clint now, coming across the line, takes P4. Great finish. Great finish there from Clint. Guy Shap finished P4 in the last race. He's going to finish P5. There's no time. Maybe he doesn't. He's got a penalty though. He's got a penalty, so he will not finish in that P5. He'll finish P6. The P5 though for Duracell. Good recovery drive considering where he was earlier on in the race. Doga now hasn't had the best of, other than the pole position, he hasn't had the best of weekends, unfortunately. But he's going to come across the line this time though to take P7. And then behind him is Master Carrots. But it was a great drive though from Actual. He was under pressure the whole race. Bunny's getting driver of the day for his drive, starting in P8 and finishing in P2. They tried their best, but this man, Actual Virgin, could not be caught. A good race, and I'm sure it was a great race for him. But Prema, yet again, extending their championship. Well, they've already won the championship for the constructors, and also with the fastest lap as well. But also, though, this really shakes up the drivers' championship, because with Tim not being here tonight, it does mean that the other drivers will be closing in massively, and those Prema boys will be closing in massively. There is your top 3, the 2 Tridents, scoring lots of points today, but Bunnies coming out on top. And to think he's only about 5 points away from getting maximum points that weekend, and that is some drive. It's been some weekend for Bunnies. I'll be inviting those guys to a party to discuss how it's gone for them, because I'm sure they'll be eager to talk about it. And I must say, I will be certainly enjoying talking to these guys. I'll add these two quickly, because these are the people that I already have, and then I will add the last driver. Hello, who's joined?
Both me and Adrian.
You're not inviting Duracell?
Oh no, I just invited him.
Oh, I'm furious at myself.
Hang on, I'll just wait for my notifications to catch up. Duracell's in the lobby, isn't he? Sorry, in the party.
He's still not in the party, but
okay.
he's, well, I mean, you added him to the chat.
Oh,
there
we
we go. There he is. Our very own battery man.
Alright then.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Right.
Hello.
Let me start it now. So, let's talk to you guys, because this was an interesting 2 races. So, start off with the maximum points man, Adrian, or, well, Bunnies. 39 points. That is massive. Not only have you, congratulations, because thank you for informing me, otherwise I would have nothing to talk about during qualifying. You are the Constructors Champion for Season 5 in F2. It's a great achievement. Is it as good as your feature race performance?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, the feature race was completely me, and the championship is Dulger and me, but that just makes it sweeter, to be honest, to do it with my friend. Like, I've done it with you even before, and that was fantastic, because it's me and a friend, which makes it just all the better. So yeah, it's my second Constructors Championship, and second one with Prema, so yeah, I think, I'm really glad to seal that championship before the final round, and going into the final round, I believe I lead the Drivers' Championship now.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, because
you were equal going into the sprint.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we weren't quite ahead of Tim yet at that point, but I think 39 points does put me ahead of Tim.
Hang on, let me quickly just get the post up. But while I'm doing this quickly, I don't know if did you touch on at all your feature race? Because it was, but like, were you confident coming into into that race that you were going to win? Because it was wet conditions. You know, you've done extremely well in the wet in the past. So, were you confident going in?
Going in, I was I was in a party with Ghost Fired Up actually, and I was jokingly like, "Oh, I've got this in the bag. Oh, this is gonna be so easy. I could do this race in reverse and win." And then, but I'm like, in all seriousness, in my head, I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I'm starting third. I've got 2 very good drivers starting ahead of me. It's actually gonna be pretty tough." Even though, you know, on the outside I was joking, you know, "Oh, this is gonna be so easy." So I was confident that I could get a good result, but not win, necessarily.
Well, he did a little bit more than that, though. It wasn't just a win, it was a absolute dominance, I guess you could say. It was just insane.
I did have to decide between winning by 30 seconds and getting the fastest lap. And I admittedly did choose fastest lap.
I was gonna say I didn't know how legal it was because I wasn't sure if the wet conditions changed it at all. What, like whether or not you have
Yeah,
to
there's
pit.
no mandatory pit stop in the wet.
Wow. Okay.
So I knew I had the tires, and I was like, yeah, I could do this.
I feel like, right, if I was in that situation, I would choose to not pit because I think not only would you, because it'd be a little bit more special because you take the win, you win the constructors, you win by 30 odd seconds. Also, I think you then become the first F2 driver in Torpedo League to win without pitting. I don't know if that's
Possibly.
And also, I get fastest lap.
No,
Yeah.
hold on. First,
Yeah.
feature race winner.
Oh yeah. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
Just no one's ever won without pitting.
I'll move on to Ghost next. Actually, which car do you drive on Trident?
Trident.
Are you Sato?
No, I'm Nisana.
Okay,
I'm
right.
Sato.
Yeah. So Ghost, good qualifying, finishing P2.
I could have got pole. I got impeded on both laps.
Oh. But then second place in the feature. Good
That was
performance
the
there.
drive. That was the drive of my life. It was so hard keeping Duracell behind me.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it looked like it at some points.
Duracell, hats off, because that was incredible from you.
Thank you, but you were clearly the better one, and yeah.
I was driving so cautiously on the last few laps because I had 2 warnings. But yeah, feature race, that was the drive of my life. I don't think I've drove a better race than that.
And then sorry,
the
good.
sprint, I'm a little bit miffed.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the strategy going? Because I in the commentary, I don't know if you had the stream on, I was theorising so much. I was just like, I wonder if they thinking, that maybe one of them's going to hang back so that the other one can attack, and then, when of those two are busy, then the other one comes up. I didn't know how much strategy was going on between you two.
We tried it, but we kept making mistakes, and then when I eventually got ahead, and then I made my mistake at turn 3, yeah, it was. We tried strategy, but by the end it was just all out. And I gotta say, 10 out of 10 for my spin over the line.
I must say it was quite funny watching you spin and then not seeing the checkered flag come up to your name.
yeah, I just had to reverse quickly. But yeah, overall, I am really happy with how I did because honestly, going into today, obviously with me getting my vaccine, I didn't think I'd be able to use my left arm too well. But turns out it was fine, and my second and third ever podiums.
Nice.
So
well, yeah, it was probably one of your most consistent weekends because you never finished below third. So
only time I haven't spun properly.
Yeah, a couple touchy moments, but
yeah, a few moments. The one thing I do want to say is I never want to drive Abu Dhabi in the wet ever again. It is cursed. It is so cursed. It is. But 28 points keeps me well in the fight for top 5 going into the final round, and also the 2-3 in the feature for.
Oh yeah, you're on 70. You're on 76 points before this, and I think that what you said that's 25 points.
I got 28 today.
Oh, 28. So, quick maths. Go on. What's that? 102, 104, 104, I think.
I think 104.
Which if Gaishap didn't score points, you'd be level with him. So I think you're about 8th maybe now.
I think I'm equal with Ben. Who's on 104.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Ben, because he didn't score, did he? Benjo.
Oh, right, Benjo.
Yeah.
The only thing is, Duracell's ahead, so
yeah,
it's a battle between me, Duracell, and Gaishap, I think, and for 5th place.
Yeah.
And for the playoffs, and I'm dreading it, but
yeah.
But this is my best ever season on the F1 game, so I've never well, I've only ever scored one podium in a league race. I only have one game before this season, so I'm very happy with how I've done this season.
And then moving on, Daru, we haven't forgot about you. Duracell,
sorry.
qualified P4, and then in the feature third, and then P5 again in the sprint race. You happy with how the weekend went?
It could have been better for sure. Qualifying was mixed because I was purple on one of my laps, but I caught track limits, so yeah, that was out. And the second lap was just it was good enough for P4, but could have been better. The feature race on before the pit stop, I had a lot more pace than Ghost. I just
we separated by like 6/10 or something before the pit stops.
I didn't want to attack him because it was in the wet. I don't have a lot of experience. The only experience I have is Spa where I won, but it was very light rain. This was very heavy, so I just kept back. I tried to go for the overcut in the pit stops, didn't work, and then he had like really good pace. He didn't put a foot wrong in the other stint. Sprint race, it was a kind of a disaster because I got taken out in first lap by Gaishop. Really, I have some words to say to him because it was awful driving today. And then I got held up by someone's AI, and I came on miraculously in P5, but honestly I could have been there fighting for the win if it wasn't for that awful moment.
Yeah. Right then, one last question for each of you. Surprisingly, because I've just checked the calendar now, next race, Brazil, which I think someone said earlier, I think it was Ghost, is the last race of the season, which is, again, I just think really surprising. I thought there'd be more races. But it's Brazil, as usual, the place where there's been many great finales for the championship. Duracell, I don't know where you've been in the championship at the moment. Hang on, let me just try and quickly
P5,
search.
I think. He's P5, I think.
Okay.
He's ahead of me for sure.
P8. I was.
No, but P5 now because
Yeah.
I think so.
and Benjo not showing up. So
Ben only had 103 points, so there's a very good chance that it could be Duracell in P5, and it could be you,
P6.
Adam in, 6th. Because I think Gaishat didn't score many points. So it got P4, and I think he got P6 in the races. So compared to you two, I think he had like 16 or 18 points or something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, so coming into the final race of the season, do you think you can try and hold on to that final spot in the playoffs?
I don't know, because I skipped a lot of races because I was either I was busy with school or I was on vacation. So I mean, it's a miracle, honestly, to be this high up on the championship. But I will try to do my best in Brazil. The aim here was to score a lot of points. I kind of did, but I could have been better. But yeah, the strategy is to maximize the points, whatever the conditions are.
Alright, moving on to Ghost. Again, I know you're supposed to be teammates, but coming into the final round, do you think you can make that top 5? Because there's only one spot open.
It's too tough to call. I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes this season, namely Austria, Spa feature,
a couple today.
A couple minor ones today. Very good here. But I'm going to be grinding the hell out of Brazil.
Yeah.
As much as I can, because school's starting up for me as well, which is annoying. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's too close to call, and all I can say is best of luck to Duracell, to be honest.
Yeah.
Best driver wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, and then moving on to our championship leader. Bet sounds nice saying that. Tim, I think, would probably be back next week. the gap between you two and the championship would be a decent amount, which I don't know what that means exactly. But
It's like 2 points or something.
are you confident? You going in, with a little bit maybe with your head held high because of how this weekend went, or have you just got your head straight, just thinking, I've just got to make no mistakes, just go for it and be my best?
I have the confidence that I absolutely can win. I have the confidence that I will win.
Basically, just wants to be wet both races.
Pretty much. Basically, the way I see it, I know that there's a chance I will win. I know I'm fast enough to win. I know I've shown pace all season. I know, and I've shown all season I'm ready to win this championship. But like, it's Torpedo League F2. You never know.
Yeah.
There's also, I will just add, school starts up next Thursday, and because of time zones, it's going to be damn close if I make the race. Because if I'm lucky, I'll be able to join like with 5 minutes of quali left.
Yeah.
Next week. I don't know I can make the final I don't know if I can make the entirety of the final round. Like, I may very well miss the feature race, and that will make things a billion times harder. So, provided I make the race, absolutely, I can, and I hope I will take the championship. But if I don't, it's going to be really hard, but I can.
Right then. It was good to talk to you guys. Thanks for the entertainment. It was really good racing between you guys. And we'll see everyone who's, just one person watching now, next week for the championship finale. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure the drivers are, and I hope that you are as well. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.